Hello, friends. Welcome back to In My Car. I think I have a cold, and I don't know if any of you watching have had a cold during COVID, but I have to be honest with you. I'm not someone that deals with a lot of anxiety or moments that create anxiousness. I think for the most part, I roll with the punches. Okay, I'm not perfect, but having a cold and I don't have COVID-19 symptoms. Like I could taste stuff and I don't have any shortness of breath, but I got the sniffles. I feel congested. You get that like nasally drip in the back of your throat somewhere. Like I feel that, and my head feels heavy. I feel like I have a cold, like a head cold, But I have to be honest, man. It's made me a touch anxious about COVID-19. I'm like, I don't want to be. You know what? I don't want to be a stat. That's it. I just don't want to be lumped in with others that have had COVID. Certainly, and like there's a difference between people that get diagnosed with COVID-19 because they're lax or they're, vax deniers or COVID deniers or whatever it is, versus those that have COVID and got it out of just pure bad luck, even though they've been kind of vigilant with their habits when they're out of their homes and stuff like that. As I've been that guy, like at home, when I'm out, I wear my mask indoors, wherever I go, vaccine passport, all that shit. And I just don't want it. I just don't want COVID. I want it like if and when the COVID era on planet Earth ends, and by that I mean like when I can go out or walk into a restaurant and I don't have to show vaccination proof or I don't have to wear a mask everywhere I go. That's what I mean by when COVID is done. I want to be proud and say I didn't get COVID. I managed to avoid it over how many years this goddamn COVID thing is hanging around. In the meantime, the Montreal Canadiens lost another hockey game. It's all good, baby. It's all good, man. Canadiens lose 5-2 in Pittsburgh. In a game I was actually optimistic about. Like, I kid you not, when it was 3-2 after 40, I was like, whoo, look at this team. A little emotion, a little jam, a little giddy up in their step. Jonathan Drouin, 2 points, 3 shots on goal last night. The kid's got 4 points in his last 5 games. Still not enough for some people, but it is progress. Like people throw their hands up in the air with Jonathan Drouin. It's like, well, where is this? So how come he doesn't do this more often? I think he is beginning to show you that he's doing it a little bit more often. But for some, it's not enough. Progress is progress is progress. That's it. Like, okay, so he didn't take a gigantic leap, but he took a step in the right direction. And that, my friends, is progress. It's on you if that progress isn't enough and your own level of expectations and where you set the bar for Jonathan Drouin. But I get it. I get the criticism, but I see progress. So I want to be silver linings guy. I thought Nick Suzuki played well again. Cole Caulfield was taking passes, making things happen, looked a little bit more dangerous, looked a little bit more like an NHL player, even though he's really not. And Jonathan Drouin on the power play, yes. So there was reasons to be optimistic. But again, the Montreal Canadiens down a goal after 40 minutes, give up a quickie in the third period, and the rest is history. They don't score again. Jesse Ylonen scored his first goal in his 4th NHL game. After looking pretty good in Laval over a couple of seasons, good to see him get off the schneid and get a goal as, Jeff Gordon is kicking tires and trying to make things happen and do the evaluation that's required in order to expedite the process, right? Because that's ultimately what it's about. It's about not losing all the time, which this team does. They lose all the time. They're on a 7-game losing streak after last night's 5-2 verdict in Pittsburgh. The Canadiens are back home Thursday. They'll entertain Philadelphia. They'll host Boston on Saturday night. You can catch those games live on TSN 690. And, to put things into context, right, like how bad things are for the Canadiens, Max Pacioretty, who's on a heater with the Golden Knights. Did you know Max Pacioretty has 10 goals in the month of December? Pretty good total, a very impressive number. Did you know the Montreal Canadiens as a group have scored 9 goals? One guy on one team has outscored an entire NHL team in a month. That's where we are. That's where the jokes are. And to that end, right, you think about the Montreal Canadiens, like some of you watching are old enough to remember the dynasty era of the Montreal Canadiens. Going back through the 75-77 season. Another eye-popping stat to put this year's misery into historical context for you. In the era of 1975 through 77, right, the big guys, Ken Dryden, Guy Lafleur, Larry Robinson, right, just to name 3 guys. That group of players from October of 1975 to September of 1977. So 2 years less a month. That team lost 22 of the 187 games they played. All right? So October 75, September 77, 23 months. The team lost 22 times. They played 187 games. The Montreal Canadiens played their 30th game this season. They have lost 24 of those games. So when people tell you that this is the worst team in the history of the Montreal Canadiens, they are factually correct. And that's okay. Like Jeff Petry came out after last night's game and said that they're doing the same things over and over again, that they're not a team, and they're searching for people out there and they have no idea where they are, and that we're not a team at this point. Not only did he throw his coach under the bus, he backed it up and doubled down on it again. And that's fine. That's fine. You know, I feel vindicated a little bit. I feel I was right. And you have an NHL player speaking his truth. He's frustrated. He's had enough. The team sucks. He sucks this season. And it's enough. There's no reason to sugarcoat anything. This is the worst version of the Montreal Canadiens in the history of the team's existence. And Dominic Ducharme is the head coach. I saw it. And I know you did too. Dominic Ducharme is not NHL head coach ready. And that if you're a player on the Montreal Canadiens roster, you're not coming out, you're not throwing your guy under the bus. You went to the Stanley Cup final last year. What are you going to do? You're going to throw this guy under the bus? No. But 30 games into the season and 24 losses, everybody beats you, like you lose by a goal and a half every night. You know how hard that is? This team makes it look easy. But Dominic Ducharme's the boss. And he's scattered. It's all over the place. It's all over the place. And Jeff Petry is a veteran NHL player. And it's enough sugarcoating. Good for Jeff Petry. I'm glad he said it. I would not fire Dominic Ducharme. I wouldn't. It's exactly what I want them to do. Lose. Lose. I mean, sprinkle in a win every now and again, but don't win games to get you out of the top 10 of the draft. Hell, I mean, you're going to have your first round pick. You're going to have Carolina's first round pick. Don't F that up. And then you're going to trade Ben Sherratt. You're going to get another first round pick. You're going to have 3 first round picks. Don't screw it up. Keep Dominic Ducharme in his place. When Jeff Gordon's ready to name a general manager sometime in the new year in January, they're going to have that, and they're going to go through the vetting process, and they're going to find the next coach of the Montreal Canadiens, and Dominic Ducharme's going to get paid not to coach this team. That's what's going to happen. I've predicted the future. You're welcome. You know what else I can predict? You're going to go to K-Stop Gas Bar this weekend. Maybe today, but I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just predicting your future. That sometime between now and next Monday, you will visit K-Stop Gas Bar in Dippener, and you will get premium gas at discount prices. So you could do that at K-Stop Gas Bar in Dippener, Highway 138 in Ganawage, right in the Playground Poker parking lot. Just jump over the Mercier Bridge. Keep going. Keep going on Highway 138. You're right there. Boom. Lickety split. And like while you have, because it's not self-serve. They have somebody there that will fill your gas tank up for you. While they're doing that, you go inside K-Stop, load up booze, smokes, snacks, prepared meals, you name it, they got it at K-Stop Gas Bar in Dippener. And of course, my friends at Poutineville, Vaudreuil-Dorion are open Thursday, Friday, and that's it. Then they're back open on Jan 6th, a well-deserved Christmas break for my friend Steven and his lovely wife and his outstanding, hardworking family at Poutineville, Vaudreuil-Dorion. These guys are open Thursday, Friday, and then they're back January 6th. You could buy your tickets now for the incredibly funny. Don't wait, because they're gonna go extremely fast. Go to poutinevillevaudreuil.com in 1 minute. When I'm done talking, as soon as I'm done talking, go to poutinevillevaudreuil.com and buy your tickets. Derek Seguin, January 14th and 15th, only at poutinevillevaudreuil.com. Proud sponsors of In the Car with Star.